goodness. Hey, everybody. Sorry, I just hit my camera and it's all, woo! Hi, welcome back. Thanks for coming to my channel again. Today I am working on card number 30 in the Full Deck Challenge 3. And this week's prompt was, oh my gosh, I'm really like making my camera shake everywhere, was doodles. So I'm not a doodler. I'm not. There are so many people out there whose doodles are works of art. I mean, absolute works of art. I don't really doodle, but what I do is I have a tendency to mix a bunch of watercolor paints on paper, and then I make flowers. You know, I hand draw flowers. That's what I do. It's kind of like a soothing thing. I did it in front of a show I was watching the other day for this challenge. And examples of the past are, and this was in my Messy May book. See, these are like abstract flowers, and then I made these flowers. And I also did these flowers, except these were made with acrylic paint, not watercolor. But I have a tendency to make, flowers. And so that's what I did for this challenge this week. Was I took a sheet of watercolor paper. I got new watercolors the other day to try out. They are Kiritaki. And I had a really great Michaels. I had rewards points, like $15 or something worth. And then I had 30% off of an item. So I got these for a really nice price. I have watercolors, but I wanted to try these for a while. So I made flowers. And if you wanted to see I have the sheet over here. So what I do is I just watercolor, and then I sort of kind of doodle flowers, and then I cut them out and usually make something with them. So, oh shoot, I don't have my label today yet. So I went ahead and cut a bunch out, and this was last week's card, my Taylor Swift card. And on it, I used a tag on my card. And so this is also a tag. Oh, I do this doodling. So I took a tag. Gosh, I think it was probably 2 summers ago. I took a class and we were learning different things. And these are watercolor tags that I made during this watercolor class. So I used one of those, and you can barely see the color right there. It was like a mint color, but I went ahead and sewed some of my flower doodles on the top. And then this is probably the only kind of doodling I ever did in like school. I used to make, big sort of, these are all just pen marks while I watched a show. So anyway, yeah, so I did some of this ahead of time, like the sewing. It actually looks like I got straight lines and getting better at this sewing thing. And then this is it's gonna flip up. So yeah, so that's today. And this was made with, it's just a book page. And then I took one of my Tim Holtz tissue paper things and put some on. Because I think I used some of it in another project this week. And I also have some more flowers that I'm going to put on here. And then I have a bird. But I just realized that I did not get my label for this week. So hold on one second. I do have a label up here, but that's not the one I'm using. Just grab some labels. reasons I'm doing labels is because I have a bunch of them. This is only a small portion of the labels that I have. So this looks like it might be a fun one to put on here. And then I was also going to stamp the background real quick. Sorry, I think I said this is going to be quick, and now I've made it into this whole long thing. I just wanted to do a little more sort of background before I'm actually not concerned if it's perfect because there's going to be flowers and labels on here. This is part of some postage themed stamps that I have. Yeah, so I just wanted a little more in the background just so it didn't look so plain. Like, should I put a little bit? Yeah, okay. All right, let's not get carried away, Jennifer. Hey, how's everybody's week? It has been, you know, 2025 it really has been, it's really testing a lot of people that I know just in life, and it's been a rough one for a lot of friends. And I mean, we lost Nate's grandma back in March, and we feel lucky that we got 102 years with her. Well, I mean, we didn't get 102 years, but that she. Okay, so sorry, I want to do this. I'm going to be putting this on so it flips. And I want these flowers to stick out a little bit so that it adds a little bit more to the page. But like, we had that, but my daughter's dad has had some health problems, and we seem to have a lot of friends whose parents are having health problems. So it's one of my coworkers, his mom and dad were just in a horrible accident, and he lost his dad. I mean, this has been a heck of a year for a lot of people. Sorry, I'm just trying to get it where I wanted it lined up. I liked the idea of the flowers overflowing. Let me see if I can get this to... I'm going to put... Oh, goodness. Sorry, I want it to flip up. There. I'll put it down with some, let me just pick out, it doesn't matter to me what's on the back of here. I just want to put some washi tape to, of course, why would I be able to find the, just to sort of hold it down. I usually cover the back. Sometimes it's already covered before I start the video, but I'm just going to put, I'd like to apologize. I have no idea what that noise is outside. It sounds like somebody's doing landscaping or power washing or something. Okay, I'm going to put the number up there. This here. And then I have this little hummingbird I'm just going to add. Oh, it's not a hummingbird. It's just a tiny bird. And this comes from Double Helix Digitals. I love her stuff. I do. And this is like a multimedia bird. It's a digital thing that I print out. But she makes the most gorgeous pieces. So I just kind of wanted to put that there. And then I'm going to put this here for my doodle word, my label. If you've been following me, you know that my carryover constant every week is a label. And then normally I like to just add the other one randomly there. Flip up card. I know I'm not really putting anything there. And then as much as I dislike my handwriting sometimes, I am going to stick with this theme and do, not this one. Sorry, I'm trying to find a good pen. An actual pen that I've used before. I think I put them all out in the other room. Wait. That is a gold pen. Sorry, hang on. I have... That'll do. I thought that I would doodle in my own handwriting to kind of keep it in with the theme. I don't normally like my handwriting on stuff, but this time I'll allow it. Yeah, so love the outside. Love that I made it flip up. I don't usually do stuff like that, so yes, I just need to put a 29 on the top. Let me grab my numbers. I'm not as prepared as I could have been today. Sorry about that, guys. I thought I was prepared, so I started the video, and now I'm not as prepared. Let's see, do these fit? These might be too big. I could do gold numbers again. Sorry, I'm just grabbing my numbers here. Or mostly numbers. Too big, too big. May have to go into my I think maybe these will work. Oh, I like these. These are very 1920s. Oh, wait, it's not 29. Oh, goodness, Jen. La, la, la. Sorry, it's been way to take a friend to the airport because there was kind of a family tragedy in his family. Our friend that comes over for dinner, his sister and brother-in-law came home to find their house on fire. Or the brother-in-law came home. The sister-in-law was still, I mean, the sister was still at the friend's house they'd been at. And unfortunately, all their pets perished. And it's been a really rough kind of time for him. So he's back. We took him to the airport very, very early. On Saturday night, I think. Yeah. Well, okay, Sunday morning. We had to drop him off at 3 a.m. And the closest big airport to us is an hour and 20 minutes or so away. I live 2 hours south of San Francisco and about an hour and 10, depending on the traffic, south of San Jose. So we took him to, he was flying out on a 6 a.m. flight, so we had to pick him up at 3 to drive him up there. And so it's been a little bit of a rough week. My daughter's having a rough time. It's just the way of, well, it's just this year. So, yeah, okay. So here's my doodles. I think it looks okay, actually. I like that the flowers go over. This is card 30. We brought my labels right here. That's my constant every week. I really hope when she sets up this challenge for next year that she has us still, well, I may just still do it. I love bringing stuff over. Sometimes it's kind of a pain, but it's always interesting to have to come up with a way to incorporate something from last week. So yeah, here is my floral doodle card. It came out better than I expected. And I'm sorry that I gave you such a sad story in the middle of my talk. It's just been one of those weeks, sorry. So last week's card, this week's card. The carryover was a tag, which I used as a flip. I feel like I should put something right here so I can flip it up. Like a little tag. I put all my tags away. Some kind of little, what can I put there? Sorry, I'm looking at my desk to see what can I just add really quick to, so it's easy to, I don't really have any tabs that are easily accessible. I think what I need is a little label. I've been reorganizing stuff, but while I reorganize, everything is kind of a mess. I was thinking something like that. I'll think about it. I I don't foresee anybody having to flip it up. Plus, you can always go right there. But, yep, so doodles, constant, tag is the carryover. I know you can't really tell because I already had a sticker on, but it's definitely one of these type of tags. So yeah, all right, thanks for joining me. I hope that you have a really wonderful week. Let's hope that for everybody, the next couple of weeks go better. Maybe August will be better for people that I know, at least. And again, thank you for joining me, and I hope you have a really great day.